So it's been a while since I've released my last game, Border Wars. Since its initial launch, I've continuously been adding new content to the game by extending the story mode campaign from 24 missions to 63 missions, added a skirmish mode and added multiplayer mode, and I think it's time to start my next project. This video is Devlog 1 of that project, a mobile real-time strategy set in the Middle Ages. I'll be adopting a lot of features from Border Wars, but will also add a lot of new features that I felt were missing from my previous game. In order to avoid feature creep, I've already set out the modes I want this game to have at release. So the plan for this project is to have an engaging single-player campaign, a skirmish or sandbox mode where players can create their own battles, and hopefully we'll also explore cross-platform multiplayer using Unity's new multiplayer system. Talking briefly about the visuals for the game, I decided to use assets made by people who were more talented than I am, as I have basically zero skills in Blender. I'll be using the Tiny Toons asset pack as it's a perfect fit for my game and contains a large variety of unit and weapon models along with a variety of building prefabs. Using such an asset pack allows me to focus more on developing the core gameplay rather than visuals and animations. So far I've added a few melee units to the game. The spearman, who would be your basic starting unit, the light infantry, the heavy swordsman, and the maceman. To animate these characters, I used an animation controller and added the relevant animations for idle, run, attack, and death. I also added parameters that would allow me to change these animations at runtime. For example, setting an attack variable will switch to the attack animation, and setting the death variable will play the death animation. Now that the units are done, I needed a system for pathfinding, and for that I decided to use Unity's built-in nav mesh system, as it is easy enough to set up and more than capable for all the functionalities in my game. To get the nav mesh system working, I simply had to bake the nav mesh to my ground object and then use a nav mesh component on the characters to make them move. The system is intelligent enough to update itself in real time and can detect obstacles in their path and take alternate routes. I then wrote a simple character controller that would allow me to control each character's behavior. The objective of the game would be to destroy the enemy castle, so at deployment each unit will take the location of the enemy castle. This location is then given to the navmesh component, and just like that the character will start running towards it. And when the unit gets close enough, it will stop the running animation and start attacking. I also added a minimum sensor distance variable to the character controller, and this can be visualized by the red sphere drawn around each unit. This variable will be different for different types of units. For example, the archers will have a much larger sensor distance than the melee units, but it's something I haven't yet decided and will be tweaked later on in the development process. This sensor distance will be responsible for detecting enemy units within range. Whenever an enemy unit is detected within this sphere, it will change its primary target to that unit and start moving towards it. Unity's navmesh system makes this very easy to achieve, as I just have to set this position as the new destination of the navmesh component. And that is the progress I've achieved so far. I just wanted to put this very short devlog out to show the start of this project and the progress achieved so far. If you would like to get involved in the development process or are just interested in the state and progress of this game, please consider joining my Discord server. The invite link will be given below. And with that, thanks a lot for watching, and I hope to catch you in the next one.